In this video, I'd like to introduce you to salads. Salads are really a mixture of any ingredient you can think of that would complement each other and be accompanied by a sauce or a dressing. It's really as diverse of a category as your imagination. It can be a simple salad like a tomato caprese salad, which is a slice of fresh tomato, fresh mozzarella, and a fresh basil leaf, drizzled with a balsamic vinaigrette or balsamic glaze. Most salads are going to be served cold, but there are a few variations that are served warm, such as a spinach salad with a warm bacon vinaigrette. Salads in general are classified two different ways. We have classified by their main ingredients and what we'll talk about first, and then in our next slide here on preparation or presentation method. For our salads, with the main ingredients, we have our lettuce salads. You guessed it, the main ingredient is going to be lettuce. Here you'll see one that has a variety of lettuces with the items stacked on top. A few are tossed and mixed in between. This is a picture of a butter or Bibb lettuce. And here's just another presentation with some fruit, as well as it looks like some fried chickpeas on it as well. There are many different garnishes or toppings you can include for salads. Here you can see some different fruits and cheeses, vegetables, and various other toppings that you can include. Vegetable salads then, their main ingredients are vegetables. Yes, they can include lettuces as a vegetable, however, they generally include a little bit more hearty vegetables. You have fruit salads as well. These fruit salads usually have more of a citrus flavor to them, and so a light yogurt sauce or a lot of times tossed with a light liqueur. Again, just a simple light sauce going with the fruit to really elevate and bring out those fruit flavors. We also have pasta, grain, and legume salads. I'm sure you've heard of pasta salad. You could have dried lentils here that are rehydrated and cooked down and then added to a salad. It looks like with some spinach, red onion, and some cherry tomatoes. There are all kinds of salads here that I have listed as examples for you with their descriptions. Below we have our last category of main ingredient protein salads now. Here we have different meats, poultry, and seafood salads. There's chicken and turkey, ham. These are all examples of bound salads. You'll notice that mayonnaise is an ingredient in each of these, and we'll talk about that on our next slide. Because salads have so many varying ingredients, many times they're going to be classified based on their preparation or presentation. The first is our tossed salad. This is by far the most popular salad out there, is a tossed salad. It means just that. The ingredients are tossed together, the ingredients and the dressing. It's important if you have fragile ingredients like fresh raspberries or other ones that could be broken up, that they get added in at the last moment, more so placed on top so that they aren't broken up. Note throughout this week's content, you'll see over and over again how salads are ready-to-eat food products and must be handled with utensils or gloved hands. Again, no bare hand contact with these products. Composed salad, then, is our next category of salads. This has the most formal presentation, allowing for 4 main components to most composed salads. I have a few examples here for you. Here it looks like a grilled salmon over top of a tossed salad. Here we have my poached pear salad with raspberries, gorgonzola cheese, candied pecans, and raspberry vinaigrette. And then here we have, it looks like a seafood salad over top of Bibb lettuce leaves, garnished with some tomato slices. For composed salad, this is a built salad. If you were doing a banquet for 500 people and wanted to pre-plate the salad, you could build these types of composed salads here and on a tray and just move them directly to their plates. Again, all composed salads have 4 main components. They have a base. This could just be the greens, as well as it could be a cup or something that is holding the salad. You have the body, which is the main part of the salad. The garnish, which generally is going to be those fragile items added on top, or if you, in the picture above with the seafood salad, looks like they have some fresh herbs put on it, Looks like some fresh dill there on the plate as well as the tomatoes. And then the dressing. It can either be drizzled over top, it can be tossed with the ingredients, or it could be already in the main salad components with a bound salad. There are many different types of composed salads, and I would say any salad that has an actual title is most likely a composed salad over just a simple tossed salad. But here are a few key ones for you. Caesar salad, here's that caprese salad I mentioned, a chef salad, Cobb salad, and a salad niçoise. And there are many salads out there, but here are some of the most common. Bound salads then, we've mentioned before, but these are going to generally be your protein salads that are held together in a mass, usually with mayonnaise, but not always. You have, your chicken salad, your ham salad, egg salad, tuna salad. Tuna salad is generally made with canned tuna, but you could switch it up and do a grilled chicken or grilled tuna, incorporate that in there, and it gives it a completely different and much fresher taste than the canned tuna would be. It doesn't have to have proteins, though. I have an example here of a Waldorf salad, which is a classical salad with red delicious apples that has a mayo and whipped cream, not sweetened whipped cream, but a whipped heavy cream and mayo dressing over it. Then we go into deconstructed salads. Deconstructed salads seem to be a hot trend lately, where it's not necessarily as simple as this: a wedge of Parmesan cheese, one romaine lettuce leaf, and an egg, I'm hoping at least hard-boiled, does not quite constitute for that salad. But you'll notice over here on this platter, they have chicken slices separately, they have crostinis instead of croutons, half of a romaine head sliced and grilled, dressing drizzled throughout. Same thing here. It's broken down a little bit rather than just your tossed salad. I put a little blurb here. Check this site out. If you click on here, it'll take you to a Forbes magazine article where they talk about the concept wasted. And it's really where every single dish has been based in this restaurant, these pop-up restaurants, based on food that is completely wasted in normal circumstances. So they have deconstructed almost every single dish in order to incorporate these ingredients in here. It's a really cool concept. I was really excited to see this guy at his conference here not that long ago. Grilled salads is the last category I wanted to show you. Grilled romaine salad, really romaine, you need a hearty lettuce in order to hold up to those grilled charred flavors. It's important too to not grill everything on your plate. You could grill vegetables and incorporate them. You could grill the lettuce and add other fresh vegetables or roasted vegetables. You want to keep a variety in your plate for sure. Speaking of heartier lettuces, let's talk about some lettuce here. There are a couple different lettuce families. Mainly you have the lettuce family, and then we'll also talk about the chicory or the bitter green family. Then there are a variety of other greens that we'll discuss as well. My favorite here is the Bibb or Boston butterhead lettuce. It definitely has more of a buttery flavor, large leaves, and they really hold up pretty well to some dressings. But again, they are, I would definitely say, more tender. I don't know that a heavy ranch dressing would hold up as well. Iceberg is one of the most common lettuces here, found at the bottom right. However, it is so filled with water and has hardly any flavor. It's a nice crisp one to go maybe in some tacos. But if I was going to add lettuce to my sandwich, I would much rather this leaf lettuce here. This is red leaf lettuce, but there's also green leaf. It just has a little bit more of a flavor, has more of a crunchy stem and texture to it, as well as it looks beautiful. Then you have the romaine lettuce. This is, we're all very familiar with this, with our Caesar salads. It definitely is a core lettuce here. You can see that the core at the bottom, everything else here is going to be usable, including the ribs. When we get into some other greens, sometimes the ribs will need to be removed. Then we have baby lettuces that are called mesclun. Keep this in mind. This is a popular term. Mesclun or spring mix is what you'll call baby lettuces. And then microgreens is another term referring to the first true leaves coming off the plant. Our next category includes then the chicory family, which are those bitter greens. Before I go too much further down, here is a picture of what they're referring to as the frisee, or this is the curly chicory. They sometimes will call it a curly endive too. Escarole, though, is a completely different product, and it usually has broader leaves. Curly endive is one version of the endive. The other is the Belgian endive. Down here, this is actually the shoot of the chicory root. These are great. You can pull them off and fill them with hummus, kind of make an adult, ants on a log there. It's definitely, though, has some bitter crunch to it. Radicchio, this is not red cabbage. It looks similar to red cabbage, but it is extremely bitter. You might see this a lot of times mixed with different lettuces, just to give some color and to give some different flavor in there. This goes really well with like a Bibb lettuce that's buttery, and this one then is bitter. The red oak lettuce, and there's a lot of other varieties of tender baby lettuces out there. Spinach is also another very popular one. So just to recap, the bitter greens, Belgian endive, this shoot down here, the curly endive or frisee above, escarole, as well as this radicchio, are extremely bitter greens. The others then are going to have more neutral flavors or distinct ones mentioned here, such as the mâche. This is a lamb's lettuce. It has a nutty flavor to it. Watercress, that's pictured above, has a peppery flavor. Arugula has a little bit of a spicy flavor as well. Sorrel has a lemon flavor. There are many different greens to talk about, but these are going to be the most common ones. Fresh lettuce tends to have a very short shelf life. It's important to buy it as close as possible to serving it. But when you do store it in the refrigerator in a bag that's not completely sealed. It does need some air, or else it will seal in the moisture as well. In preparing lettuces, it's extremely important that we wash all of our lettuce. You do not need to see visible dirt. Trust me, it is there. The bugs are there. You want to wash it first, cut it, and then wash it again. If you wash it after you cut it, I want to paint a visual for you. You could be cutting through all of these little bugs and pressing them and the dirt into your lettuce. You want to wash it first, then cut it or tear it, depending on what your preference would be, and then go through the washing again, and then spinning dry in a salad spinner here. It's important to make sure you take off all that extra moisture. If you leave the moisture on there, that water on there, your greens will wilt very quickly, as well as the water will water down your dressing, and it will prevent the actual dressing from actually sticking to your lettuce as well. In plating salads, it's always best to sauce or add the dressing to the salad right before the time of service. There's a difference between whether you are tossing the dressing in the salad or you're drizzling over top. Personally, I prefer to toss at least the greens with the lettuce. What happens is it evenly distributes the dressing throughout the lettuce. If I were to just drizzle over top here, that would be okay if I had an extremely strong vinaigrette or something where I didn't want to have as much flavor. But generally you want to incorporate it throughout. If I drizzled it on top here, it would be left on the pears and the raspberries. It would be left on these ingredients, and the lettuce greens themselves would not have that flavor. So it's important to me to toss at least the greens and then build the salad here. There are a couple different tips here for you to look at as far as plating, but again, making sure that you're using the proper sanitation. I've included then my poached pear salad recipe for you here, with pictures of it presented more of a buffet style as well as an individual plate style here. Your dressing then is a sauce for your salad. It must enhance and complement your other ingredients, not weigh down your lettuces or completely mask all the other flavors. The basic rule for pairing greens, the more delicate and fragile your greens are, the lighter and more delicate your sauce or your dressing should be. There's three main types of dressings. We have our vinaigrette dressings. Notice the classic French dressing is simply oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper, with a standard ratio of 3:1 oil and vinegar. When you mix it, it stays together momentarily, but then it separates back out. You'll see here emulsified vinaigrettes then add another ingredient. There are also mayo-based dressings. We'll talk about those a little further throughout the sheet, as well as I give you some different recipes to reference. Then on the next slide, we talk about how to make mayo, as well as a video demonstrating it, and really discussing the emulsification process with dressings. Thank you.